Hi folks, Travis Fox here with foxoptic.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Pulsar Thermion 2 XP50LRF thermal rifle scope that just came out. The big addition obviously is going to be the laser rangefinder on the Thermion tube frame. So this is going to allow you to mount the thing in more traditional styling, but also have the LRF. So I'm going to walk you through the different features on the scope, and then we'll take a look at some footage with it. So let's take a look around the scope. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so here is the new Thermion 2 XP50LRF, and I'll take this inside and we'll go through some of the changes internally, and I'll get some footage up for you. But real quick, I just want to go over kind of the major changes with the device itself. So, obviously this is the first Thermion with the laser rangefinder, and the thing works exceptionally well. It seems to pick up targets very quickly and very accurately compared to Trail LRF, which I've ran quite a bit in the past. The new rangefinder seems to be just a bit quicker. I'm noticing when I have it in scan mode. I mean, it's giving me readings almost instantaneous. One of the big changes is going to be also in this focus adjustment knob. Previously in Thermion, you had a ring up here, and now they have this the little turret style adjustment knob on both sides of the device, so that you can do it, right or left-handed. The power button has moved up to the front, so that's going to be your power and nuke switch. But I'll go over the features in more detail as we do some further videos. Obviously, encoder still over here. Laser rangefinder button has moved back here on the device, but essentially, if you've ran Thermion before, you'll be very familiar with this layout, and you will adapt to it very quickly. The tube aesthetic stays 30 millimeter. We do pick up a new 4900 milliamp hour internal battery. It's based on, it's a similar system to the APS-5, which they've been running in Axion XQ38 for a while now. That's been a really good battery in terms of cold weather performance. On the Axion XQ38, so in this device, I believe, they're claiming that you're going to get about a total 10-hour runtime. So the internal battery itself should be given about 7 hours, and it's a really good battery, and it holds the cold weather really well. Over here on the side, they have went to a USB-C charge input, and so the big advantage to that is going to be your charge speeds are going to be much quicker. The C input is a 3 amp input, and I think it's a variable voltage, and that in combination with the new power system here, the charge speeds are going to be much quicker. So if you're in a situation where you need to get a charge on it, my experience has been I've been getting 80% on this internal battery, in about a little over an hour runtime. It's a very quick charging system. So all in all, a lot of big improvements in the device. We've got that big 1.0 aperture lens up here on the front that goes along with the new 25 millikelvin sensor internal. That's going to provide you really good image quality in inclement weather conditions and early morning conditions where everything is getting kind of all one temperature. That's where that 25 millikelvin is essentially the unit's ability to discern the temperature differential and assign gradient color. And so the lower that number is, the more accurately it can do that. And with that said, you combine that with the 1.0 aperture true 50 millimeter lens, which is able to pull in just a little bit more signal, and the two combine to give you just outstanding poor weather condition images. But it's a great device. We'll take a little bit further look at it inside. Okay, let's jump inside the device. I'm going to hit the record button up here, and I just want to quickly go through some of the changes you're going to see in the menu. I'm not going to go over every single menu option because a lot of this is going to be the same as what's in the previous Thermion version, but I want you to know some of the things that they did change. So like in this menu item right here changed a bit. This is reticle and zeroing. Previously, they had this broke into about 3 subsections, and it was a little confusing, and they've made it more intuitive by grouping them all in this one place. So now you change your zeroing profiles right here. All the options that had to do with your reticle, previously they were in their own menu, and then zeroing was in a menu. And so now you can do it all from this one menu. So you can change your profiles here. You have 5 weapons profiles that you can select from. Essentially, that would be as if you were changing loads or guns. You know, you could set up a new profile, which essentially wiped the slate clean and allow you to treat this as if it were a different scope, you know, under each profile. Inside of that, you also are able to set up to 10 aiming points under each profile. And or you can manipulate or make changes to those zeroing coordinates independently. So I've just mocked some in here, but like there's the zeroing menu. It's a one-shot zero, similar to what they had before, you know, basically identical. They changed the readout just a little bit, but very, very similar. Now it tells you your actual unit click values. So like that 21.2 millimeters at 100 meters, that's at base magnification. As magnification increases, it's going to get more significantly accurate. But this really didn't change much other than just the look in the menu. Still one-shot zero, super simple and easy to set. With regards to the other things in the menu, you can change between the different reticle types. Still have 3. What they're designating as FI reticles, which are essentially expandable reticles. The beauty of those is they're going to act like a first focal plane reticle, so as magnification increases, the stadia separations on the reticle increase so that everything's going to stay the same no matter what magnification you're at with regards to your mil dots or your ballistic compensation. So again, inside that menu, also are able to change the reticle colors. You have several options in there. I think there's 11 different options. But again, those are all in another video. You also have the ability to turn the icon brightness up and down in here. But let's jump back out of here. These are your color palettes or color modes. In the Wi-Fi subsection, you are going to see a new 5 gigahertz setting. You can switch it between 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. That's for the internal antenna on the scope. The output, so if you have a phone that's 5G capable, it's going to give you a much better data transfer rate. That in combination with the new StreamVision 2 application is the video on this thing is truly live at this point, which is really, really cool if you're aiding or coaching a kid, and or you just want to see where your shot placements were going and the video records, while somebody else is shooting or that. The laser rangefinder subsection, obviously unique to this device. You've got 3 different reticle types you can set in there. You can turn the angle to target positioning on or off, the readout for that, and then the true distance calculation on or off. This is calibration modes. That didn't change. In the general settings, you now have a video compression mode. In that video compression mode, you're essentially able to reduce the video file sizes. If you're in the standard mode, I think you get 3 hours of video. In the compression mode, about 40 hours of video. So if you're doing a lot of transfer wirelessly, that could be a big deal. But we'll go through the rest of this stuff in individual videos as people have questions on it. I'm going to go ahead and shut the record off there and save that video for you. But if you guys have questions with regards to any of these Pulsar devices, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to do a video on the subject if you have one or would like to suggest one. Do that in the comments or give me a call. But we're going to get out in the field, get a little bit more footage with the thing. This, again, was just supposed to be a quick intro video, so I don't want to dwell on it. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so here we got some footage through the device. I wanted to show you how the rangefinder works and how accurate it is. So here we got a possum out there at about 90 yards, and then you can see I'm going to switch back to these deer and give you an idea of how quickly that thing will take a reading out there at distance. The rangefinder really is phenomenal on the thing. It's, you know, I thought the Trail LRF and Digisight Ultra LRFs that I've run in the past, the rangefinder was phenomenal and accurate, but the rangefinder in this thing is really noticeably faster at acquiring targets. And like, those are coyotes back there at in excess of 800 yards, and that thing's picking those up no problem at all. The tree line there is about 1,000, so I mean, I know it's getting a good reading at the vicinity of those coyotes, and that's pretty phenomenal. Here, these deer obviously much closer, just trying to show you, you know, how quick it reacts and the clarity of the unit. We'll kind of focus on the clarity here on this little guy. He's getting him some night crawlers, and you can see pretty clearly, you know, you can see them night crawlers in his hands, and how he's going about dealing with them there. I'm also going to show you the color palettes here in a second. The color palettes essentially going to give you the ability, you know, to tune things out. If you know, Red Hot's going to help you acquire things quick, and some of these other ones are going to be less eye fatiguing and that, but just kind of showing you what's in there and available. And again, just overall the clarity in this thing is phenomenal. What I'm going to show you here in just a minute, I'm going to switch into the Black Hot and dial that contrast off. I want you to be aware, in the Pulsar devices, you have really, really good dynamic control over your contrast and brightness, so you can tune the image to what's going on. So like there, you can see I wanted to see better detail on that raccoon himself. So I adjusted that contrast down in the Black Hot setting, which is giving me really good surface detail, and I can see a little bit more finite into him, whereas if I run the contrast number higher in that situation, you see where he's going to darken up. That's going to give me faster target acquisition, but not as much detail. But either way, I get a good silhouette. But just wanted you to see some footage in the device. It's outstandingly clear. Okay, so I hope you're finding this footage useful. You know, the big takeaways here are going to be on the Thermion device is the tube-like aesthetic is going to be very cohesive. You know, if you want to put it on an AR, obviously you can run it in a quick release like this. But, you know, over here I've got, this is Dig XP50, which is in the same tube-style frame. But you can see where I've got that in standard rings on here, and I've got that low to the barrel and have it set up. You know, so the versatility that styling provides is that the thing is just as at home on an AR as it is a traditional bolt gun. You know, and with the addition of the new LRF, obviously that's going to be a big thing, because in thermal, you know, it's just really easy to get spatially lost in terms of distance to target, and you're just not going to get, you know, the precision accuracy as distance increases. Your ability to use the stadiometrics in a reticle or things like that are just not as precise. So if you want to be able to effectively play shots way out there, I mean, it's going to help you to know the exact distance to target. Again, if you're interested in these items, check them out on our website, www.foxoptic.com. If you want to give me a call, feel free to do so. My number is 877-806-2977. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.